Are we ready now?
Walk on in the fire, heave it in, fling it out, get the steam up higher, to make the engine go.
Tough little ship. She's the survivor. She's the one that represents all these vessels. She's the only one. Preserving the past to inspire knowledge for the future. Okay, so volunteers are key. Totally and utterly key. This ship would not be what she is today without volunteers. And one of the great things about volunteers, and this is something for all of us to remember, is they get younger. Okay? People come on here sometimes with very little motivation, very little self-esteem, not very interested in much. Within a short while, they're like human dynamos. They've transformed into different people. We now have a ship's band, volunteers, people who in the past maybe plucked a guitar or were in a band, and amazingly how many people were in bands. And now we have our own band. They're called the Bar Boys, and they perform professionally. They're just about to overtake the Fisherman's Friends, by the way, so if you want autographs, just make sure you get on with it. So in terms of other projects, this mast here was entirely built by our own team, who had never done anything like it in their lives. And what you see here is the tree, kindly donated by Lord Clinton from one of his woodlands. And the first thing they did was square the tree into a square block. So that's how this mast started. And it took over a year and a half, because every week we turned it over and poured more linseed oil on it. So it seasoned. And then the job then was to turn that square block into a really beautifully rounded timber mast. So, I mean, clearly teamwork is one of the key elements of what we do, is the mast being readied for stepping. Nick Sampson came along and with his crane and put the mast in. Each one of these steps is such a significant improvement to the way the ship looks and the way she will be. So this is the mast for the future. And what's really remarkable about it, it's been up here for about 3 years now, and there's not a single shake in it. It was so well made. The awning that we're sitting under now, we raised money by crowdfunding. The interesting thing about it is that the ship had an awning, and the awning was exactly the same height as this awning. And it was more for sun than rain, but she did have an awning, and all the fittings are still here. So we're not changing the appearance of the ship, we're just utilising that appearance and trying to keep within the scope. Hence the awning is quite a flat structure, so it doesn't affect the overall look of the ship. But it's meant that we can do things like today, which is absolutely tremendous. The most important thing with volunteers is that they have fun. And do you know, even through COVID, we didn't lose volunteers, because we changed round to a support charity, making sure that everybody's all right. Most people come along and say, we'll also have volunteers. Well, the fact is you have to look after people, make them feel wanted, make every job feel like the top job. Doesn't matter what it is. So last year, we took volunteers to the Shield Hall in Southampton. And Lou, one of our volunteers, who's having a great time actually steering the Shield Hall. And I think that's the sort of thing, you know, it's about why do this? It's so much payback, apart from just the teamwork. So we're always looking for volunteers. So you can join Team Freshspring at any level. I mean, I'm a volunteer. In fact, I'm more a slave than a volunteer. But don't let that put you off. It's not a quinquerim. So volunteering is great fun. We can volunteer at all sorts of levels, you know, from an hour a week helping with administration to getting involved on the ship, getting involved in events, getting involved in opening the ship. Really important part of this job is actually being here on a Sunday to open the ship to the public. Great job, stewarding. Yeah, what can we offer you? I mean, we have a great magazine, which I see some of you have picked up copies of, so that's our quarterly magazine. We have events for volunteers. Obviously you can come on free, members I mean. So becoming a member of the Trust is really helpful. I mean, it's really helpful to us, obviously, because we really rely on the membership fees to keep us going from day to day. So if you have a mind, please have a think about joining us. Tough little ship. She's the survivor. She's the one that represents all these vessels. She's the only one.